นะคะ Welcome to PRTR Digital Roadshow for the performance of Q1. Let me introduce the participant today. I'm Narita Dunkapaluk, Head of IR, and Kun Thirapat, CFO ค่ะ First of all, I would like to go through the agenda of today. We will have like company overview and the highlight of the Q1 of 2025. Then we'll update on the M&A, and the last part is the financial performance. Okay, so before starting on the highlight, I want to go through a little bit on PRTR. So for the new investor that may not know what is like PRTR business, then I will tap on like PRTR is a total HR solution, which basically we have like cover all of the function of the HR. The first part is like outsourcing business. We generate around 96% of revenue from this service. Outsource business, what it means is like PRTR being employer, hiring the outsourced staff and send to work in our client side. For example, if you go to in the department store, you may find like product consultant standing for each brand that hiring and managed by PRTR. So currently we have around almost 20,000 outsourced staff under PRTR in various industry and in various job function. For example, personal product consultant, which we call PC, which is the major part that we handle. And we also have like sales and marketing, call center, customer service, engineer, and officer as well that we are managed through the outsource. The second part is basically initial service of PRTR, which is recruitment. Currently, we generate around 2.7% of the revenue under recruitment service. The key part is that we have a strong database of the candidate around 600,000, and we also have a big recruitment team cover like all level and all job function, and also have a specific team in the key industry that we can able to focus to client. The right hand side, you can see that is a new services that we are starting in a couple years, which is going well. The first part is like Pinno solution, is a HRS software. This part we have targeted around like small and middle client, around like 500 and 2,000 users that may not use the local and want to improve on like self-service. So Pinno will be the key software that we are focused on this segment. For the blacksmith, it's integrated learning platform, which we have like around 60 courses offline and around 400 online courses on the website. This one generate revenue around 0.35%. And the last part is Next Move. It's a job platform that probably the HR can work on their job advert and sourcing through the platform. So this is like total HR solution of PRTR. For the outsource, as I mentioned, the market size, we have currently market share around 5.6%, and the market size is like 110 billion. This normally the process, we will get a client request, which is like custom to the client need. Once we sign the contract, then we will starting to recruit and doing the payroll calculate and sending invoice. So we have we're not hiring before the contract start, and the model is like quite low risk because it's like cost plus model. Whatever we're paying to the outsourced staff, we always charge back on top with the service fee to the client. Every like top client with the PRTR is stay with us for more than 8 years. So the retention rate is quite high, like 96%. So it's quite consistency and having generate a recurring revenue on the outsourced side. Technology that we are using to support outsourced service is PRTR Connect, that able to have a time and cost saving for us on like For example, clock in, clock out in on the site location, like department store, for example, the time assistant working on the shift schedule, things like line manager can approve to the PRTR Connect. Okay, so for the recruitment, it's general headhunt that we are using the key strong that is like we have a big recruitment team, as I mentioned, and also we have a revenue market share around 8.9%. The market size is around 3,000 billion. Okay, let me go to on the company highlight. Sorry. Okay. This quarter, we're closing revenue on around 1,885 million baht, which is generate revenue growth around 9% year-on-year. Net profit, we have 55 million net profit, which is net profit margin around 2.9 year-on-year, the same. Our staff, as I mentioned, we have like now 19,000. Our staff is we increased year-on-year around 10%. And we are targeted to close this year around 1,500 headcount. And on the recruitment placement, we have targeted to close around 2,800. And in Q1, we placed 568 staff through all job level in recruitment. Okay, so for the dividend yield, we just have a dividend payout on 16th of May this year, which generate the revenue dividend yield around 6.7% for dividend yield this year. For the recurring revenue, as I mentioned before, for the outsourced revenue, so it's made recurring revenue around 95% of the total revenue of the PRTR. Okay. Come to outsourced service. This is the portfolio of these 19,000 outsourced staff that mainly 45% is under the product consultant, and we have around 20% in office and other worker as well, engineer, sales, marketing. This is all the job function that PRTR currently working on. With our client is in the various industry. From the big part is like consumer electronic, telecom, e-commerce and IT and construction in sequence. For this year, what we are focusing is as you can see here, this part is the key focus on the job function that we think demand is still on, and we're able to increase like each job function around 10 to 30%. Especially IT, we are target to have like another 30% increase. PC is still growing in demand, even though it's like 45%, but still have a requirement from client. Also engineer as well. In the prospect Q2, we have a project in pipeline that require around like 100 engineers. So this is a segment that we are focusing this year. In overview of the Q1, we are boarding client from beauty industry that we are focused to tap in. BA is like beauty advisor, similar to the product consultant that help recommend the product in the beauty. And we also have like office staff in beauty industry that we already tap in and expect to expand to this industry further. So I think we are building portfolio currently. On the sales and marketing IT, we have client boarding in Q1. Also, we have like 20 headcount in technician for the real estate. So this is a portfolio of the Q1 that we are boarding new client. For the prospect Q2, as mentioned, we have like 100 headcount of the engineer in oil and gas. And we also have in pipeline 300 headcount for the position of EV driver in like wholesale and retail. These 300 headcount will starting to expand across Q2 and Q3 this year. So this is overview of outsourcing. For the target outlook for this year, we are target to have a revenue growth year-on-year 15% for the outsourced service. For the recruitment service, as this star we are highlight is the focus industry that we think we have a demand and we are focusing this year. Overview for the Q1 is improved from the Q4. Is normally for recruitment, Q4 is the low season. So Q1, the figure is pick up and have a growing demand on align with the focus industry that I mentioned. So for further, it's like junior position that we are working on for Q1, a little bit slow, but we still have demand in improving in Q2 from like PC in the fashion industry and also consumer electronic that we are having boarding the new client. Also, we win a project for the content moderator, which having a demand across Q2 and Q3. This is like detect the content in the social media that our client have ongoing demand until Q3. That will support on the junior position and mass recruitment. For the middle and executive position in Q1 is improved from Q4 as mentioned. Q2 demand that we are in the pipeline is on focusing on the data center growing. As you may know that most data center is starting in Thailand as a location that is suit the data center here. So there's a demand in pipeline. The part that is slowing is like executive level, top level that due to the economy of Thailand, I think that's kind of freezing the executive headcount a little bit. So the executive job level is still slow in this year in forecast. In the OC recruitment, we also have, I think, a service of sending the staff working overseas, working on the nurse project with the Singapore. If it's everything okay, it should be starting in Q3. So look at the number of placement. Q1, we are placing 562 candidates, which comparing to Q4, it's increased around 30 placement. Comparing last year, probably a little bit drop around 20, but Q2 we expect to have like around 600 placement in this year. Okay, so that is outlook of the recruitment service. For the new service, I break through into key service for the new one. Pinno is the HRIS software with operate around 2 and 3 years, which now is under the state that we are growing the number of users. That is a SaaS model that we have like one-time implementation income and also have a SaaS continue minimum contract, I think it's around 3 years. So number of users now, last year we closed at around 20,000 and we are transfer outsourced staff of PRTR around 18,600 headcount to Pinno using the Pinno, and we also have another natural growth 4,300 users. So altogether in Q1 we are having around 43,000 in user and also in the pipeline of Q2 that already confirmed after 4,500. So as of now we having around 47,500 users in the system. Targeting to close this year around 50,000 users. So I think it's quite close on the forecast, the target that we are setting. For the blacksmith, in Q1 revenue we close is around 12 million, but in the GL and you can see the revenue recognized in Q1 is only 6.6. It's like due to the training will be recognized as income once we train. but we are not able to confirm the training date due to the long vacation and the earthquake situation that happened. So everything been like postponed. So we're not able to recognize the income as a training date postponed. But we have been closing the sale around 12 million. So in Q1, Blacksmith we generate around 6.6 million comparing to Q4, slightly drop, but in the Pinot solution we have 11.4 million, which is increase in demand. So altogether, new service we have revenue growth around 12% from Q1 and year on year around 24%. The net profit, as you can see, on the starting state, we have a lot of minus, but it will be slightly slow, closely to pick up and expect to break even this year. In Q1, there will be a big expense that is one-time expense on the bonus. So here is overview of the new service. Next set, I will get CFO to update on the M&A deal, and also next will be on the financial performance. If any question, please feel free to text up. Yeah.
Thank you, Kap. I would like to provide an update on our M&A project. For the first one, we are targeting a 100% acquisition of a company that provide driver and maid outsourcing services. This company generates around 150 million baht in revenue with a net profit margin of 3.5%, and we have growth around 20% year on year, and total number of driver and maid staff is 600 head count in total. This transaction we expected to be complete in June, and we target to recognize the revenue and the performance of the company in July 2025. And this deal will allow us to expand our service portfolio, create cross-selling opportunity, and we can reduce their cost by leverage PRTR internal technology to help them to reduce their cost. Okay, the next one is our new project. Okay, we evaluate another M&A target, a security service company that generate around 100 million baht in revenue, and they have a highly gross profit margin of 23%, and growth the last year is around 26%. The business currently operate with 500 staff, and it is like the M&A deal in driver and maid. We want to bundle our outsourcing service, especially in security, driver and maid, and create operational synergy to cost efficiency to use our technology platform and cross-selling opportunity to expand our services. Next is the company performance. For this quarter, revenue rose by 8.7% year on year to 1.8 billion baht, and gross profit was 164 million baht, reduced by 3% due to the reduced from recruitment operation. For Q-on-Q basis, revenue slightly declined from the last quarter. That's mainly due to a one-time bonus income of around 90 million baht, recognized in December 2024. Excluding this non-recurring item, our core revenue trend to increase compared to the last quarter. For outsourcing services, revenue growth by 9.9% year on year in first quarter of this year, driven by increased staff in consumer electronics, IT, beauty, and logistics sector. Gross profit increased by 4.8% to 130 million baht. However, the gross profit margin declined slightly from 7.5% to 7.2%. That was due to the shift from a high margin BPO project that they transfer the outsourcing staff to another project of the same customer at the lower margin price. So in the first quarter is the gross profit margin is lower when compared with the last year. But right now we have a strategy to improve our gross profit in newly signed project that we expect this improvement will reflect throughout the remainder of the year. So we expected that the gross profit margin should be increased higher than in the first quarter of this year. And for the recruitment services, revenue declined by 22.1% year-on-year due to the lower demand for the executive and middle level placement. However, on a quarterly basis, Q-on-Q basis, regularly revenue grow by 7.6%, driven by a recovery in middle level hiring. And in the second quarter, we saw an increase in the junior level placement in the second quarter. With this positive trend, we expect recruitment revenue to improve in the remainder of the year. The next one is new service. Our new service continue to perform well with Pinno strong momentum in both revenue and user growth in line with our expectation. Revenue rose by 95% from Pinno, from 6 million to 11 million baht. 11 million baht is including the contribution from PRTR around 1.4 million. The user base also expands significantly from around 20,000 users to 43,000 users, and is expected to grow further based on our ongoing implementation plan. For the blacksmith, revenue declined Q-on-Q compared to the same period last year, but we record an increase in customer contract during first quarter, but we did not yet recognize as a revenue in the first quarter, which we believe that will support a recovery in revenue in the upcoming quarter. Based on the positive trend of the Pinno, we confident that our target for the new services to reach break-even point in this year. Operating expense were reduced by 5.5% compared to the same period last year, and a percentage of OPEX per revenue declined from 6.1% to 5.3% in this quarter. The improvement reflects the positive impact, enhanced cost control and operational efficiency. We are actively implement technology across key functions to further streamline operation and strengthen our cost management capability. And net profit for this quarter was stable at 55 million baht, maintained at the net profit margin of 2.9%. For the balance sheet, PRTR continue to maintain a strong financial position. End of March, we have cash and cash equivalent close to 600 million baht in cash. Our balance sheet remain healthy with zero interest bearing debt, aside just only the lease liability. The strong cash position give us a flexibility to support growth and invest in new opportunity like M&A project. The account receivable, we have the account receivable at 1,000 million baht with a collection period of 55 days. That is the same level as last year. In the first quarter, our cash flow from operation activity was 17 million baht, supported by a withholding tax refund of 140 million baht that we received from the revenue department. Cash used in investing activity was minimal at 3.7 million baht, and cash flow that we use for financing activity is just only 5.2 million baht. It will at the end of the year we have cash and cash equivalent at 586 billion. Okay. This slide we show the sustainable growth. Our ability to grow without new debt or increase the share capital with a 600 million baht bank facility and strong cash reserve. We are well positioned to support revenue growth up to 15.7 billion baht. Financial ratio, we show a strong financial ratio. Our current ratio stand at 4.4x, and debt per equity ratio remain low at just 0.4x. Return on equity is solid at 13.1%, effect on our capital efficiency. And net profit margin is 2.9%, slightly reduced from the last year because of the reduction in gross profit margin. And from the ratio that's shown in this slide, we can continue to deliver consistent and sustainable return on, and our financial position will support PRTR future growth, both organic growth and strategic acquisition.
So on the ESG part, we're having a joining continue on the CSR event through the event with the university in Thailand. Okay, that is all the presentation. If like any investor have questions.